Ready when you are. Can we start with Gary?
Thank you. It's no shame you coming to the Emirates and losing. The sides have done that, but you didn't make it easy for them.
No, that was the plan. Clearly, plans always don't work out. Conceded an early-ish goal. Thought we could have done a little bit better on that. Defended 2v2 on the sides a little bit better, but equally, their top players still cause you problems with their movements. A little bit of a breakdown in communication, maybe on our part, and after that, I felt they didn't have too many clear-cut opportunities, restricted them to very little. I thought we grew into the game. Confidence grew, second half in particular. How much more we dominated the ball and caused them problems with the ball, not so much from our defensive structure. And we made it very, very difficult and uncomfortable for them right up until they got the second goal, I think.
Out of the game, Mikel Arteta gave a really loud and obvious rallying call about a 7:30 kickoff. Be here. Is that a tribute to you guys in a way?
I'm not sure. I preferred the 7:30 kickoff because I'll get to bed a bit earlier. But yeah, you'll have to ask him. I think he would have known we weren't going to give an easy game. We would have to earn it. You know, they're a top team. I said in the press conference before the game, I've got the utmost respect for this football club and the way he sets the team up. He respects all phases of the game, and he's a top coach, obviously. So I think he would have known it was a difficult game.
And you made 5 changes from the team that beat Burnley. Obviously, there was an injury and a slight injury in there as well. But was it more than that? Was it tactical, or was it just thinking you've got another big game in North London coming up where potentially, given their home record, there's more of a chance of securing 3 points?
Bit of everything, really. Couple of knocks, a couple of bits of players maybe needed a little bit of a rest and not to start, more so to come on. Utilising the squad, which I have so much confidence in. Picking the team on a weekly basis is difficult at times because the players do push each other. I felt a lot of the players that come in tonight absolutely deserve to start the game. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Kate.
Hi.
I want to ask you about Mikel Kyog. Once again, another good game from him. How have you seen him grow during the season, and it feels more and more comfortable in the role in the final?
Yeah, I agree. He's grown and grown, hasn't he, week to week. He's been a big part of how we've played. He's such a big character and personality. You see the smile on his face and how much he loves playing the game. And I think the evolution of his game, the confidence that he's getting from competing at this level, week in, week out, he's obviously been a mainstay and a really important part of how we play. And I can only see him getting better and better.
Back and then you in front.
Hi.
You've had success with the ball at the back this season. You've changed the back. Was that just because of knocks, or was there something else that you were trying to do?
Again, probably a little bit of everything. Personnel that I wanted to play, opposition. I don't think it needs to change too much, really, in terms of how you can approach the game. I still wanted us to be pretty proactive, aggressive, front-footed. At times, the opposition doesn't allow you to do that because they're very good. But I still think you can be that. You know, we touched on it before the game around how we've done it before against Chelsea, Man City this season, and how effective it's been. I think the key is with your centre backs in particular that they have to feel comfortable pushing through and being aggressive through the middle, because your wing backs get pinned a little bit with the way they play with Martinelli one side and Madueke the other, so that doesn't allow you to let them jump and be aggressive. So yeah, there's a little bit of flexibility in that, I suppose. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm lucky today. I've got 2 questions. My first one is, a win today would have put Brentford into the top 10. How big of an opportunity did you see this game as?
Yeah, I see that. I seen it as a an opportunity to come here and show what we're about and what we're growing, what we're developing. I want us to come and approach the game in a fearless way. I feel like we did that. I feel like we gave a really good account of ourselves. I'm really proud of the performance. Obviously disappointed with the result. The second goal's on me. I wanted us to push hard for the equaliser. Left ourselves a little bit open, and I'm pretty comfortable with with that rather than sitting back and just taking a 1-0 lead that maybe looks a little bit better. So immense pride in the way the boys approach it.
My second question is, an exciting talent, Ronald Donovan, made the bench today. How close is he to Premier League minutes?
He's on the bench tonight, so he's taking the right steps. Reece Nelson wasn't available, obviously, and Ramel's done particularly well in the B team games. Whenever he's been involved in our training sessions, he's really impacted it. So he's heading in the right direction. Thank you.
You benefited from a settled team this season, so how impressed were you by the players who came in tonight?
Yeah, impressed but not surprised. I see it on a daily basis. They train really, really hard. They push each other. They push me to make the tough decisions around the team selections. I think that the likes of Vitali, Matthias Jensen has played the last couple, Ethan Pinnock, Rico. These players have been on the journey with the club, know the club inside out, know the system inside out, which is probably a big part of why I felt comfortable flipping with 1 or 2 training sessions to be able to come here and play a different system that we haven't played in probably a couple of months now. I thought they were excellent.
Yes.
Without Gabriel and Saliba in the Arsenal defence, was the aerial aspect an area that you tried to exploit tonight against Arsenal? And how did you adapt to that without obviously facing Saliba and Gabriel tonight?
Did it alter the way I set up the team up? Probably not, to be honest. It was more about us and the personnel I wanted to play and the structure and the system and the way. I thought Thiago did that really well in the second half when he came on, gave us a real platform. He's more of a natural centre forward than Kevin and Dango. They're more wide forwards. No, I wouldn't say it was specifically around those two missing.
In terms of aerially, did it give you more opportunities possibly in terms of Mascara and Gabriel rather than facing Saliba and Gabriel in terms of the aerial battles?
You clearly think so, do you? Yeah. You probably know the answer then, don't you?
Okay, we're done. Thank
Cheers.
you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, if you have a question, raise your hand and we'll come to you. Who wants to kick off? Nick's got his hand at the back. We'll kick off with Nick at the back.
Hi Mikel, you managed to rest and rotate a few players, but still got a couple of injuries by the looks of it, and a big win. How would you sum up the evening?
Yeah, rest, that's quite a positive word to use. Yeah, we had to make some changes. We had a very, very demanding week at every level, emotionally, physically, what the game demanded. In the tactical and technical aspect of it, we were asked to play 3 days later, 1 less recovery than them, and still performing the way that we've done it against a team that is super well coached, very well organized, that they are very clear how they want to generate big chances, and they are really good at doing that. So 1-0, we knew it wasn't enough. I don't think we conceded anything apart from the save that they had to make on the corner, but the game was always open, and we needed that extra energy to close it. And maybe when we didn't have it, we had the courage to take the ball under pressure and to start to break their press through very good movement and purpose with the ball to go and score a second goal and win the game.
Anything worrying about the players who came off?
Yes, obviously it's never good news. Declan had to come off. We don't know. We have to see tomorrow what he's got. And Mosque is the other one that is out. Obviously we have big Gavi and Willie out as well. So we have to adapt. It's been a theme this season, but when I look at the players that they haven't been playing much, for example, Ben White, the performance that he had, or Martin that has been out, and he puts 96 minutes under his belt straight away. Noni the same, Victor is coming and now he's getting some minutes as well. So very pleased to see that.
Just a word on Mikel Marino, who keeps showing that he can be one hell of a striker as well as
He was immense again, I think, today. The way he scored the goal, super smart, his timing, the way he wins the position and the execution. But after his overall performance, with the ball, without the ball, I think, remember an action that he passed the ball to Martin in behind. Martin doesn't chase it. He makes 40 meters to chase it to a corner flag, goes back, wins the ball back. I mean, he is everywhere, and he's go with that really good momentum at the moment, and he makes the team much better.
Gary, Sky Sports.
Mikel, obviously, there was a big intake of breath from Arsenal fans when Declan went down and came off. He seemed to be moving all right at the end when he went back onto the pitch, with a little bit of strapping maybe on his calf, his left calf. Can you give us any more insight?
Well, talking about fans and support, I asked them to be here at 7:30. I think they were earlier. So thank you so much to all of them for being with us, because we needed that energy today. And he could not carry on playing, so we have to wait and see tomorrow what happens.
But he's moving all right. Seems to be moving all right.
Yeah, he can walk. He could not play.
He's played a lot of minutes, hasn't he, for Arsenal and for England, so would it almost be a precaution anyway if he went down?
The thing is playing a lot of minutes, but as well when, now we play Wednesday night and we have to play Saturday morning as well. We can play minutes, but if they can please give us just a little bit more time to recover and to make the welfare of these players a little bit easier, that would be great.
Tom from London.
Hi Mikel. There was a clean sheet for the first time since November 4th, the Slavia Prague game, and 5 goals conceded in those games since then. It was a big moment when you broke that record for clean sheets back in November. I guess now you want to start that record again. It was important to keep a clean sheet for the first time.
We talked about it. I think it was 4 games that we didn't manage to do that for different reasons. We conceded from a set piece against Chelsea and against Sunderland as well. The other ones are a little bit different. Today, we probably should have conceded a goal if it's not for David as well, and the save that he's made. But I think apart from that, we didn't really concede much.
What was the specifics of Mosquera's injury, by the way? We weren't exactly sure. Was it knee or ankle?
Yeah, we have to wait and see. It's part probably of the knee or ankle. We don't know. He could not really tell us exactly how it was, but he wasn't able to continue.
James, CBS.
Hi, Mikel. I'd just like to ask you again on the other Mikel. One of the things that's sort of really been apparent in the last few games is how he's able to now drop into midfield and kind of create that box. Could you reflect on how he's grown into this role and made playing as a centre forward
his will to learn and probably his will to help the team, and he knew that we had a major problem from the beginning of the season when we lost Victor, Kai was out and Gabi Jesus was out, so we needed a solution, and he did it last year really, really well. I think this season probably is taking it to another step because he's able to do even more things. So yeah, I think the team is really grateful and he's enjoying it.
Art, Athletic.
Mikel,
Hi.
When you spoke about Ben White a couple of weeks ago, you mentioned he had to kind of prove himself when the opportunity came to him, and I'm guessing you feel he did tonight, but just how much have you missed him in this kind of spell that he hasn't been playing?
Personally, I think I'm very, very happy for him as a human being. I think the rest of the team is the same because he's a player that played always for us. And suddenly, because of the right reason, he wasn't playing that much because Juren was excellent and he was out for a while and then he needed to earn his place. But his attitude has been so positive, so good. And then when you are ready and you're given the opportunity, you take it like he did today. So I'm very happy that we have him back in the best version of himself as well. And we're going to need him because he's a tremendous player.
In terms of the 90 minutes today, how did you kind of assess it? Because it felt at 1-0 when, I don't know, it seemed there were times where players got that second goal and they maybe wanted to keep the 1-goal lead when the game's getting open and it seemed a bit tense. How did you feel?
Yeah, I think we had 3 big chances to put the second one. We didn't do it, and then when we were going for the second one, the game became a little bit open. We started to be a bit late in certain moments in the high press. They break it and the pitch is stretched, and then we need to be a bit more compact. But I think we went through that period really well when we started to take the ball and do what we had to do with the ball to bring the momentum down, bring the composure and the ball to the areas that we wanted to attract them and to use the open spaces that they left and score the second goal.
Isan Daily
With Ben White, do you think there's signs there that he's potentially back to his best days? Because against him with the Arsenal in October, he seemed to be just getting back to things where tonight with the overlaps, especially with Madueke, it seemed like his overlaps with Saka a few seasons ago. Did you see that?
No, the first thing is a defender defend with that purpose and with that determination and efficiency, and he's done that today. And then if he can add the value that he can add with the ball through his passing, through his movement and through the deliveries that he can put with the quality that he has, so be it. And today I think he's done both very well.
And on Rice's side, what do you make of that when he tips him to the crossbar?
I saw him because they are so good at that as well, and it's a big moment again.
Okay, with the last couple, first James, ESPN.
Mikel, just on Marino again. I mean, his story is a little bit of an example for the players because you know, the signings you made in the summer, maybe from the outside, made it look like he was going to struggle to get in the team, and yet here he is in December, arguably the most important player.
Yes, I think that's a lesson, and I took that lesson because the whole summer I was thinking, if we bring a 9, what was going to happen with Gabi, Jesus and Kai, and I had a lot of nightmares. Just think because I like them so much as well. Okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to handle? And so far we haven't had the problem because they've been injured, you know. So live the present, live the moment, and deal with the situation when it comes. That's it.
And finally, Jack.
Okay, you mentioned the schedule you've got at the moment. Do you feel that's what's contributed to Declan's injury tonight and a number of the ones you've had?
Probably it's not one thing, but we can help the players and everybody, the league and everybody, to do what we have to do. Give us another day, and especially the teams that are playing so much in Europe. To everybody in general, I think if we can do that, because we're all going to benefit to that. We never had such a schedule at every level, not only in the Premier League, but every competition internationally as well. So we need to try to do that, please.
I'm sure you've made that argument for a few years, a lot of managers. But do you ever feel like you're...
It's not an argument. I think it's common sense. I think if not at some point this becomes too much, you know, and the players are not machines. But we have to try to do that when we can.
Okay, Rob.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. That's all right, darling.